So one of my biggest struggles being a part of this community is managing my money in a way where I can afford both Veve Nfts and the Ecomi token. So that being said, I'd like to introduce you all to the first official partner of this channel, UThrive. UThrive is an app that allows you to optimize your credit card use to maximize profits. On average, most people using credit cards are missing out on at least $500 a year. You don't have to pay for anything at all. Before you make any purchase you normally make using your credit cards, UThrive will analyze your purchase in seconds and tell you which of your credit cards will give you the highest cash back and rewards, saving you hundreds of dollars a year. Doesn't matter if you're grocery shopping, getting gas, or planning a trip. Anytime you spend money, save money with UThrive. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be covering quite a few topics. Yo, I'm sorry I have not been posting as much as usual. I was actually dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I have been working on stuff for the Patreon, as well as this channel. Actually, I lost access to this channel for a little bit because one of my other channels got terminated, which was falsely done. I have people that I talk to at YouTube, so I just hit them up and it was fixed right away. But yeah, I couldn't access my channel for a couple days. So yeah, that being said, yo, I wanted to address a lot of stuff that's going on in the community. It's a lot of exciting things. I haven't even got to dive in and fully watch the Alcon interview or anything that's really been going on much lately. I've been seeing clips here and there, but I do know that you all like when I cover multiple topics within a video. So that's what we're going to be doing in this one. We're going to be covering some of the hot takes, I guess, that has gone on over the last couple of days here. So yeah, that being said, y'all, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and let's jump into it. Starting off, we actually got something on Twitter here from Zach. He says, I'm not one for the speculation whatsoever, but did David just Easter egg them using Unreal Engine for the Veveverse? There wasn't really any reason for him to say it's going to be Unreal to end the answer about the Veveverse. He's not one to boast, so that's interesting. I just found this comment to be interesting because I mean I haven't actually saw the interview with David, so I don't know what this is actually referring to, but I wouldn't be surprised. He does things like that all the time. I definitely wouldn't be surprised, and we don't know what the Veveverse is being built using just yet. Like, we don't have too much information on how they've gone about building the Veveverse. Unreal Engine, I wouldn't be surprised if they used it. I know they're using Unity right now for a lot of the things that they're doing, but we don't know ultimately what they're going to decide to go with. I did see another comment here that was interesting. Mickey, he said, do you think Veveverse exists? Ecomi team says in interviews that they are still working. They're still wondering what Veveverse should be. He did not provide any information that would indicate that they are building something in VR. He was talking about AR. It looks like your showroom is Veveverse. So basically, my take on this, I thought this was an interesting take because a lot of people don't really believe that they're far along and stuff like that. But when I first came to the community over a year ago, like Dan had said publicly, they were much more open and much more they were much more open with what they shared. They were talking, like, he was talking about him developing the Veveverse himself, him working on the Veveverse himself back then. So at that point in time, if he was working on the Veveverse, it's obvious that at this point in time they're much farther along than they were even back then. So you can work on something without even knowing what it's going to be. No metaverse has ever existed. Nobody has ever done this before. You can look at stuff like Fortnite or look at other stuff like Minecraft, Roblox, or whatever, and say that's a good example of what we can expect from a metaverse. But ultimately, we have never seen a Ready Player One type world in metaverse. And also, VR and AR doesn't mean that that's the only way that you'll be able to access the metaverse. You may be able to access the metaverse just like you access any other game on your phone. It's about, the metaverse is not just about VR and AR, it's about connecting. And so it's probably going to be accessible on as many devices as possible. Yeah, you're going to have your glasses, your goggles, maybe contacts and things like that, but you're going to have other ways to access the metaverse that don't have to be so advanced. Everyone's not going to be able to have these things. Like, the metaverse is going to connect the entire world. Everyone's not going to be able to afford headsets, even if they become more affordable for you know, the States or something. Everyone's still not going to be able to afford that. The metaverse is for everyone, though, so there's going to be ways for everyone to jump into it. You don't have to have augmented reality capabilities. You don't have to have VR capabilities to be building out the metaverse. So yeah, I think that people are sometimes get lost in the tech, which the tech part of it is exciting, but that's not what it means to be a metaverse. So I definitely think that it's being built out right now. I think that we have the metaverse. Um, I think that they're just still trying to figure out directions. Like, I have a YouTube channel. I have over 1,000 videos on this channel, and I still don't. It took time to figure out what I even wanted this channel to be. Um, I really wanted this to only be a VV channel at one point in time, or at least I thought I did. But then I started growing as an investor, becoming smarter and wiser, and realizing, yo, it's much more to investing than just VV. And my biggest strengths in VV has come from things outside of VV. It's come from life. All of this stuff is connected. So as I continue to figure things out and figure it out, it's like you look on YouTube, and I realize Graham, Stephan, and all these guys, they're cool, but I don't see people like me when I click on YouTube. I don't see people really coming from where I've come from and being able to do the things that I have done. Like that, it's just not it's not popular. It's nobody you can really look at if you're from where I'm from and be like, yo, he did it, I can do it too. It's nobody, and that's one of the things that I feel like I could be. That's one of the things that I can bring. It's the mindset that, yo, you can be poor, you can come from poverty, you can come from nothing, you can be flat broke, you can come from some of the most dangerous places in the world, and you can decide to choose a better route, and you can become very good at it. Like, because the fact of the matter is, if you're the type of person where you like, let's say, pull a trigger, or you will do something, put your life at risk, do something completely scary, if you can do something like that, you can sit down, look at a chart, and make a prediction based off of, like, you're willing to risk some money if you're willing to risk your life. That's my point. So no matter what situation you're in, you can change your life for the better if you just have someone to let you know this is better. Like, I tell the people close to me all the time. I tell friends, family, whatever. I tell people all the time that, yo, does it actually make sense to be out here risking your life when I can get on the internet, call you an idiot for 10 minutes, and I'm still gonna make more money than you? You're out here putting your life at risk, and I can just shit talk you. And like, does it make sense to actually be doing that, taking that into consideration? And this is that's what I tell people close to me, because I mean, obviously they're gonna understand, they're gonna know you, they're gonna, like, it's not a flex type of thing. It's yo, you deserve better. You can have a better life. You don't have to be risking your life, because it's people who love you and things like that. So being that figure for people is what I value. And it took me some time to figure out my values as a man. Like, I still grow as a man. So the point is, you can be building something. I'm 1,000+ videos in coming to these type of revelations. You can be building something and still not know exactly where you want to build to, and that's okay, as long as you are constantly working and building. I'm still growing into the man that I'm going to be. But yeah, that being said, let's jump into some of the other things we're going to be covering in this video. So we have a lot of people who are interested in some of the things that they've been seeing. So he said, this is the vision I've seen for a long time. Veve Nfts will be very big when AR has matured. All our collectibles will be a flex. We might have to be careful due to the fact of scarcity. So let's check it out.
A little bit crazy, a little bit out there, but you know, the reality is, for me anyway, that in the next 5-10 years, augmented reality is going to be a huge part of our lives, whether it's glasses.
5-10 years. I just want to point out how often we're seeing we're hearing this number now. So this is just to put it into perspective where the mind of Veve is. This is why I came out with my 5 to 10 year predictions when I started to think that, okay, this is about where things are going to start getting interesting and start moving. A lot of people are making these permanent decisions about Veve. Oh, this is a scam. I'm not. Veve is going to be this in year 1 or 2. Like, it makes no sense how people come to these conclusions for such a short term when things like this has never been done in human history. And it just goes to show you who has put time into understanding the technology and how long it actually takes to change the world. Like, you haven't even really thought about the world. Like, you don't have to be an expert on NFTs or anything like that. How long did it take Apple? How long did it take Microsoft? How long did it take Amazon? Like, you can just really take it back to the basics and common sense things. And how long did it take cell phones to catch on and to get to where they are? Like, things that have changed the world historically, look at how long it took them to do such. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a modern example. Bitcoin is like over 10 years in, and it's now starting to gain a little bit of traction. So if you look at everything historic and you realize that it has taken a certain amount of time, I don't know why people would be placing bets that's less, that's far less than that. Like the people with the 3 years plans, nah, like, but the mindset of Veve is very clear. Like they're planning for the future. The fact that he's talking about 5-10 years out, that lets you know what they're building for. So it's a lot of information here. Like if you just get your own biases, your own fears, your own emotions under control, when you hear somebody say something like 5-10 and stuff like that, you know that they're trying to build for the future. So your expectations should probably be managed a little bit more for what you can expect right now. But that's just the way that I look at it personally.
Or eventually contacts. And in that world, in that mixed reality world, we're going to see digital content. So, I really believe that, a Batman Todd 100 that you manage to get now could literally be sitting in the corner of your house or the corner of your office, and it will always be there, part of your world. So it's going to be very interesting just to see, as you mentioned in the beginning, where the physical and digital mix is going to go to. But yeah, I'm very excited to be a little bit crazy.
So basically, what he's saying here is he doesn't really understand where it can go. Like he knows all the possibilities, what could happen, some of the things that could happen and stuff like that. But it's going to also have to do with demand. What do people want these things to do? That's the thing. Like this is the first time that they like comic books, for instance. No one knew at the beginning what comic books, like, yeah, you could read them, but no one knew that you were going to be collecting them, keeping them protected and things like this, keeping rooms certain temperatures and stuff. Like no one knew where comic books was going. You knew that it was something created for reading, but you didn't really know much more past that. You didn't know that there was going to be grading systems, how much these things was going to be worth. There was so much information that you didn't know at the beginning. So he's basically just pointing out over the next 5-10 years, the world is going to change drastically, where we're going to have a clearer picture of where we can expect these assets to be. We're in the early stages right now, and that's what people should be. That's how people should be moving. People should be understanding and moving accordingly. So yeah, let's see. And then Omi to NFT was actually confirmed. This was something that I wanted to go over here real quick. So let's get into it.
And we've got a lot of very cool features that we will be rolling out. I think sometime over the next 1 to 2 months, we're going to be releasing the updated Omi utility program. And that has things like staking, Omi to NFT, all of these things which we've always spoken about in the past,
So yeah, he just confirmed Omi to NFT should be coming within the next 1 to 2 months. I mean, we don't know if that timeline is accurate, but one thing that I will say is that it's not a shock that they're working hard behind the scenes, man. I think that we're at this weird stage, right, where we have people who's starting to really believe in the project even more, because now I guess all the fake people are gone. All the people who have these expectations of things happening so fast. Now we're starting to realize, yo, things takes time. We have these people here who knows, yo, to build, to change the world, it just takes patience and time. So I'm seeing more and more positivity, to be honest. I think that we're getting to a point where we're starting to see a shift where we're starting to see a lot more positivity. We're starting to see a lot more people who understand and who get it, and I think that that's very important. I'm looking forward to Omi the NFT. That's going to be critical to getting to where we need to go in the future. So yeah, it's gonna take time. Like I said, I think that we're a good amount of time off from people getting back into these type of assets right now. This is a new asset class. A lot's going on with the world. Things could potentially only continue to get worse in the world. So yeah, it's gonna take time, but the fact that they're coming out speaking about things like this is very, very bullish in my opinion. So yeah. And then last but not least here, we have a video about the auctions changing to a raffle system. So I actually haven't seen this one, but it was sent to me, and I want to know what this one was about here. So yeah, we're gonna jump into this.
For their one, because it's kind of not public. But we are gonna be bringing out other features. You guys know about the one-on-one program, right? We are thinking obviously the whales or the top collectors out there, they're always going to get the one-on-ones. We want it to be more fair to everyone. So we are thinking to bring a cool raffle thing. So the raffle could be $5, and you could put 5 gems in it, and you could be one of the and you might for $5 you might get a $10,000 worth of edition. So we are going to start doing things like that.
The only concern I have with something like that is that if I'm a whale, I put in $20,000, $30,000, and somebody put in $5 and get something over me, I would be pissed. So I can't imagine them actually doing that. Somebody being able to say, I put in $5, like letting that person win, that would kind of deter whales. Especially if, like, I don't know, like if you don't, making everybody, I don't think that broke people should be able to feel like they can get something worth $10,000 for just $5, especially a one-of-one. I don't think that that should be allowed. I don't think that that should even be a thing. I don't think that that should be a conversation. I don't think that that's fair to the whales. Everything should not, everyone shouldn't be able to feel like they should be involved in everything. Like a real life physical Marvel Comics #1, I don't feel like I would be a part of that conversation when you're talking about buying one or something like that. I don't feel like I should be. I am not in a tax bracket to be sitting here amongst, like, it's like believing that I should be in a room with Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, like a bunch of billionaires. Like, I'm not there. I'm not at a level where I should be in certain rooms with them. Now, if I'm buying something from them and they're coaching or something like that, giving advice or doing some type of speech or something, okay, yeah, I'm a consumer and they're doing something for consumers. But just to be behind the scenes with these guys or something like that, it's like certain rooms I know I'm not supposed to be in. And if I want to be in places like that, I have to work to get there. It's like that's just the way that life is. Given, like, I hate the fact that we're in the age of the participation trophy. It's like the $5 is to make you feel like you're a part of something. You're not. You're broke. Like, you're not. That's not where you're supposed to be. And you should not have any hope of getting that. Like, you should not. It's just not. It's not fair to whales. So, and especially if with these raffle tickets, once you buy a ticket, you can't, like, that's just it. Like, so you do you get your money back if you don't win? Because if you don't give all that money back, somebody puts $20,000 in and they lose to somebody who has who put $5 in. That could be really bad. So I don't know how they're planning to do this raffle system. I'm honestly not a fan of it. I don't think that it's a good idea whatsoever. I just don't. I don't think that everybody should feel like they need to be included in everything. I think people need more discipline and to realize the things that they should not be included in. Everybody wants, like, I get the community feeling. I get the fact that everyone goes for drops together, and that's a part of Veve's thing. But certain things, people have to realize that everything is not for them. And I think that you're enabling them. Like, with doing stuff like this, you're enabling people to feel as though they should be involved in everything. No, certain things you cannot afford. You cannot go to a private Ferrari meeting. You cannot go to a Ferrari car holders event without being connected to someone with a Ferrari. If you're not in that circle, you don't belong. You don't belong in that circle, bro. Like, so certain things should just be off limits and be exclusive. I think that Veve, with stuff like this, is kind of taking away the exclusivity feel, and it takes away the high end feel if somebody with $5 could come and compete with somebody with 20,000. It's just, yeah, like, I think it takes away what's going to make Veve special to whales. Like, there should be a separate side of Veve, because the whale side of Veve is more than likely what's going to be carrying the publicity of this entire platform, because they're going to be the ones buying things for $30,000, 50, 100,000, millions. The whales are going to be the ones getting Veve all the publicity that trickles down to us who are not whales. So yeah, that being said, Joe, I'm gonna end the video here. Looks like it's drop time. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on it, your opinions. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all in the next one. Peace out, fam.